Hi guys, so I have to like whisper, I feel, everywhere I go, but I'm outside now, um, just sitting, taking in the views, trying to just be calm, try to be in the moment. I think I'm going to take a yoga class, but I'm going to take that tomorrow. Today I'm just going to soak in the environment, the atmosphere. I'm gonna go to the orientation session that happens later. I'm already starving, but I don't think they serve dinner until like 5 or something, so I'm just gonna have to hold out. But I have great news. I met my roommate and she's awesome. Thank God. She's just awesome. She's so down to earth, and she's from Wisconsin, so she came all the way over here to Massachusetts from Wisconsin to come to this workshop. And she's a mother of one, and I didn't ask her actually what she does for work, but there's definitely an animal in that bush. There's definitely an animal in that bush. Okay, sorry, distracted. But yeah, she's just really, really awesome, and she's been to one of Janine's workshops before, so she was telling me that it's just going to be the most amazing experience, and I just feel good about being here. I feel like I already want to cry. I don't know why. I just feel already emotional being here, and when you have nothing but the quiet, it forces you to just think. And I know for me anyways, like the busyness of just everyday life distracts me from thoughts, especially thoughts. Sorry, there's bugs, I'm telling you. I just flicked away a spider. I didn't realize that I'm actually not afraid of them, but I'm not. But yeah, that this kind of forces you to really think about things, and things that I don't necessarily want to think about, but I think that's the reason why I came here. So yeah, like I already feel emotional. But it does feel good to finally be emotional and to connect with myself emotionally, which I haven't done in a little while. Again, just because the busyness of everyday life, going to work, coming home, getting myself ready for work the next day, it doesn't really allow you time to kind of just sit with yourself and sit with your thoughts and kind of check in with where you're at. So I'm really excited to be doing that. But I'm just gonna sit here, take in the view, and yeah, that's what I'll be doing. So I will check in with you guys later. Bye. So I wasn't sure if I really wanted to include this part in my video, but the reason why I started this channel in the first place was for it to be a therapeutic tool for me, and to hopefully, inspire other people. So, I'm still kind of figuring out what that balance is for me, is as far as how private or how open I am on this channel, out of respect of, just my family and the people involved. But I think it's important, especially because of what this weekend is for me and the purpose of it, for me to share with you guys a little bit about what I've gone through the past couple months, and not just me, obviously, along with my family, and maybe this will somehow also help them in being able to just connect more with what's gone on for them individually, but for us as a family. Because I think sometimes, again, distractions, everyday distractions, and sometimes we even create those distractions. so that we don't have to deal with the painful feelings, so that we don't actually have to deal with whatever crappiness that's going on in our lives. And I realize more and more through the line of work that I do, through, you know, challenging myself in these ways, going to a retreat or reading a book, that we can't resolve a situation by going around it, but through it. And that's the only way. So, very, very briefly, this has been one of the toughest summers that I've had. The last summer that I can remember it being this difficult was when my grandfather passed away. And that was the first experience with death that I've ever had, really. And that was really difficult. And then this summer, my grandmother was diagnosed with cancer as well. My grandfather also was diagnosed with cancer. And it's probably been the biggest thing, one of the biggest things, but obviously after my grandfather passed away, that this has really hit the family pretty hard. And I don't think like we even realize how hard it actually has hit us, but this is a tough one. So that's been pretty hard to accept and deal with. And then right around the same time, my 3-year relationship with my boyfriend ended. So that was hard. And I realize it still is. Sorry, I ended up moving to a different table because everyone was walking in that direction. And of course, over here now it's like super sunny, but at least not many people are walking behind me and around me. So, as I was basically saying, it's been a hard summer, and I'm still just trying to deal with it all. A lot more has also happened, but I will just keep it with what's specifically happened for me personally. But, you know, each one of my family members are dealing with some difficult things. My mom, my sister, obviously my grandmother. I can't really imagine what that's like to get that sort of diagnosis for yourself, and it's been hard for each one of us in many different ways. And you know, for me, I'm just trying to figure it all out. I'm trying to figure out like who I want to be, where I want to be. And I guess that's pretty normal in your 20s, I've heard. So at least I don't feel completely like a weirdo. I feel good that I'm trying to make those steps to figuring that out. And it's scary. It's so scary. It's scary to think about, you know, someone that you envisioned that you would spend the rest of your life with, that's been cut off right now or forever. You know, only God knows. But then trying to just figure out what makes you happy in all areas, even with my job, you know. I went to school for social work, and I wanted to do it because it just felt good to take care of people. It's kind of been my shtick for practically my whole life. And something about that feels good and feels natural. But the more and more that I'm in this field, the more I realize how draining it is. And, you know, I just want more. I want to feel more fulfilled and enriched and just good. And that doesn't necessarily mean that, you know, social work is going to be completely out of my life. But how do I incorporate it with something that's also going to be fulfilling and something that's going to make me feel happy? And I'm figuring that out. I'm not really sure what that is or what that looks like, and I'm hoping that this weekend it's going to be an awakening, that something will just stir up inside of me and, you know, kind of guide me in a specific direction. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to some healing, because it's been a lot of hurt. So I'm definitely looking forward to that. And I think already, like, the process has already started, and I've only been here for like an hour or two. So yeah, I just wanted to be able to share a little bit of that with you guys without going too much in depth. But that I'm sure each one of you are going through some difficult times or a struggle, and, you know, I encourage each and every one of you to connect with those feelings, connect with what that struggle is, and almost embrace it. And I know that sounds so bizarre, but like I said, you don't really deal with something unless you actually deal with it head on, not around it, but through it. And it's a difficult process. It's not an easy process. It could be a very painful process, but I think in the end you grow so much more as a person, and I think that in and of itself just makes you feel happier. So I will leave you off with that, and I will find some time later to talk with you guys, probably after the orientation, and maybe even after the session, because we have our first workshop session tonight. So I will talk to you guys later.